Okay, we're getting started with Hokkaido at home in just a minute. We have Andrew Wu coming in. Let's see if he's here. Looks like he's right here. Hello, Andrew. Thank you for joining us today.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good. I am gonna go get a. I can drink during this interview, right?
I've been drinking all day. No, no, of course.
All right. I'll
Welcome.
get a cold.
Got my little beer corner here. What we got today? We got Victory, Summer Love, Summer Hazy Love. No complaints. And you should be back any second. Mm-hmm. So I hope anyone watching this later, I apologize for the little act break. We're just getting started here today. Feel free to fast forward a tiny bit. We'll get started. That was Diego. That was Gabriel.
Okay, I'll be back.
Locking yourself in.
Tell me if it's better with. Is the lighting fine?
Oh yeah, you're great.
Okay, cool. Oh, how are you, Andy?
Excuse me. So why are we here today? Who are you? That's your first question. That's it's on you. It's on you to introduce
Yeah,
yourself.
I mean, even if we don't get a lot of viewers today, we'll
Oh,
just
this
run
is
this
all
like a
YouTube
one-on-one.
content anyway. This is just an excuse
Yeah.
to finally get you
No,
guys
this is,
on camera.
I the last time I got interviewed was at the launch party at Tango.
All right.
Yeah, it was almost, gosh, feels like a lifetime ago. It was like October 2018, something like that.
Yep.
So yeah, that is a lifetime ago. But yeah, what's your question? Why am I here?
Now, who are you? Who are you? Why
Who am
why
I?
should why should we care? Who are you? Who are you to us?
Well, I am sporting the Hokkaido shirt, so I should be able to get some free swag, right?
Definitely.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. I'm happy to be chatting up with my my marketing guy.
Yep. But yeah, so Andrew Wu,
Okay,
president
so
of
we're
Green
gonna
Formosa
start
Trading.
up, right?
What's that?
Um, why don't we do a kampai and get this thing
Oh
started?
yeah. Oh well, yeah. That's the official. It's the official way to start. Goodbye.
Kampai.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salud.
Na zdrowie.
Kanbei.
Got everything covered. L'chaim.
Covered 4 or 5 different cultures there.
Right.
Yes. So who am I? Well, I'm Andrew Wu. I am, yes, the guy for Hokkaido here in the U.S. We are here to promote Hokkaido beer and really, introduce the delicious flavors of the Utaru, which is our craft line of beers, and our fruit beers to to the U.S. and
Yeah, but we're always talking about the beer. We're talking about you today. You do a lot. You got the import company going. You've got law firm in 2 states. Practice in two
yes,
different
I
states.
wear many hats. I wear
Yes.
many hats.
So where
Except
did
for
you grow
the
up?
one I'm wearing a hat today. Yeah, I'm a lawyer, full time. It's my day job. I have we run a small firm. It's called Wu and Hong Law. I'm a partner there with my cousin Selena, and I manage like the community law side of it. I do a lot of immigration law. Um, that's pretty much the bulk of our practice, and from there, um, everything tangentially related. So that could be family law, it could be it could be criminal law, it could be municipal law. So it's yeah, it's a large breadth. It's a wide range of cases that we have to handle.
Yeah, so you were doing the attorney thing long before the import company, right? How
Yeah,
did you first get? How did you get into beer? How was what got you hooked on the industry?
yeah. I mean, I went to law school and became a lawyer fairly, I would say, just later than a lot of other lawyers. I started law school when I was 30. And before that, I had, even though I was born and raised in the States, I took a sabbatical and took some time off going to school and, going on a language cultural program in Asia for a year in Taiwan, which is where my family's from. Um, it was a really great experience where I was able to get in touch with you know the place where both my parents are from and really instill a lot of those values. So it was really great to just go back and kind of get familiar firsthand with my family heritage. And what was great about that experience was about a year was that I was in a program where it was like very international. So it was everyone that was interested in learning about Asian culture, Chinese culture, the language, and so I really loved how international that environment was. Of course, tons of like Australians and Canadians, as you can imagine. They always travel the world, but you also knew there were a lot of Japanese learning Mandarin in Taiwan, a lot of Korean, a lot of Indonesians. So
There's also a lot of Canadians traveling because a lot of Americans like to say they're Canadian when they travel.
I
You get left
have
alone.
thought of that
Oh, you're
too.
Canadian? Oh, you're fine. You're fine. If
I have
you're
thought of that.
American, I'd yell at you.
It would be a perfect cover, actually. And
Just throw in a few A's
very
and you're good to
tempting
go.
one. And Canadians are just, I love their spirit. They're just, really, they have this, they're just, I love the ability they have to just like be open minded about a lot of things that, and take that for granted. And it's kind of like their baseline. Whereas I think in, America, we could do better with that.
They're like the nice aunt or uncle that shows up to family gatherings. And you're like, I knew I always liked you. Like, you always know the right thing to say. Why are you all the way over on the other side of the country?
Right. Or north of the border. Yeah. So I think from there, and Taiwan had always a kinship with Japan. There was the whole like post World War II time where actually pre World War II, excuse me, that was where Japan was overseeing Taiwan at the time, and I think it was generally known as um, a a prosperous, like you know industrious time for Taiwan, and Japan put in like really good like educational systems in Taiwan, and good like governmental rule, like fair and fairly democratic. And so the relationship has always been pretty good, and it continues to this day. And during that time, both my grandfathers went to Japan to study. They went to study medicine. did residencies and worked in Japan. So we've always had ties to Japan, even if we aren't Japanese. And in fact, I have cousins that were immigrants to Japan, like I was an immigrant to you know the United States. So I think from that it was just like okay, and then we had friends. We met Japanese friends. When I came back from Taiwan, I joined a Japanese exchange group here in Philly, and what I what that reinforced was that the Japanese have a love of drinking that's, I think, unparalleled in Asia.
Was
In
something that
terms of
having a Korean friend from since college, and he's introduced me to the vast amounts of Korean drinking games and drinking, just like the fun little tidbits that there are in when Asians like to drink. There's always like all of these fun little reasons to take shots, reason to drinks, reason to kanpai, reason to like all the little fun ways that he was like taking caps off the top of a bottle and like flinging them across the room. He's like,
oh
oh yeah,
yes,
my
yes,
cousin's taught me this. He
it's
took
like any
a
any
soju
excuse to
bottle and he does a quick flip with his wrists and he makes like the tornado inside the soju bottle and he's like, oh yeah. It's just I don't know. It seems to be a lot more fun culture surrounding it, apart from just
yeah,
drink.
yeah. It's like any excuse to drink. It's like you know it's the concept of you know hey, you're hanging out, eat, drink, be merry, and and it's really just something I really appreciated. Hanging out with Japanese people, and I will also say that Koreans also are, pretty good with drinking culture.
Very good barbecue. Um,
Yeah.
so how did you get started with Green Formosa? As far as
I have
actually drinking
my
beer.
family has always been in the retail side of liquor. We were, and my our partner in Green Formosa, we had joined forces, opening up. Our parents joined forces like 20, 30 years ago, opening up a small wine shop where we grew up in North Jersey. Um, when we started this import venture 6 years ago, it was kind of like a way for us to take the next level up. I think he was interested in exploring, trying to find new brands, um, craft beer brands in Japan, and and I was interested in the prospect of just being able to do something international, some sort of business that was where you could introduce products from one side of the world to the other, and I felt like I was in a good position to do that, um, because I'm Asian and I grew up in America. I have friends from both sides of the world. I grew up with parents that really were like quote unquote like tiger parents. They had that Eastern discipline and mentality, um, which is a part of me, but I've also had issues with, and but I've been able to reconcile it also just being an American, and also knowing what it's like to be different and unique. And I try to look at the positive aspects of both. Like I'm a minority in this country. When I go to Asia, I'm like an albino because I don't speak the language. I look like them, but I can't speak the language. But at the same time, I'm able to relate to a lot of people on both sides. Um, I really wanted to bring Japanese beer uh, to America because it's a great scene there. The craft beer scene, as we mentioned, and it's something I feel like we can all appreciate here. And Japanese culture is, and we need good ambassadors to show people the way.
So Andrew,
Can you
what's
hear me?
oh yeah, I got you. What's the most useless talent that you have? Just to go left field for a second.
Oh, that's a good one. Just making me like wing it. What is my most useless talent? I think I'm really good at killing time. You know, it's
Get in your
like,
meetings. I know. No, I'm sorry.
um, yeah,
We're entertaining here.
yeah. I mean, if you're talking about like a talent, I'll go with, but useless makes it like,
Yeah, it
it
could
makes it
honestly be anything. Like I'm good at telling what time it is without looking at my watch. Like that's sure that could be a
oh,
talent.
okay. So for
Killing time could
that,
be a good talent.
I'm really good at bullshitting to get to an answer, to
Nice.
get you to give me the answer.
Mm.
But I don't know if that's useless
Extracting
or
bullshit, just being like, oh, okay, keep going. There's the answer.
I'm good at beating around the bush. Yes,
Yeah,
getting your mind off of,
yeah.
you
Nice.
know, yeah, of what you've got on. So, but maybe that's not so useless.
Yeah, but jumping back to Green Formosa, what are your biggest challenges as an importer for the U.S. Or just as an importer in general? You know,
I would say the one of the biggest challenges for Green Formosa, when it comes to promoting the brands of, Hokkaido, and we also carry Kuni Nocho line, um, based out of Osaka. Um, the biggest challenge is to develop the brand recognition. Is first off, it's even hard for people to pronounce Hokkaido right, and it's not that I blame them because it's a Japanese word, and so really it's this education. I have to We have to do our part to create the story, create the sense of place of what Hokkaido is and what Hokkaido beers is. Same thing with Kuni Nocho. It's also a challenge because I mean that's not even a place, but that's that's a 100-year-old sake brewery in Osaka. But you're gonna have you have to be able to kind of flip the script and get Americans to um, be able to have a real brand awareness, a brand image of these Japanese companies. And I will say, I think we've been doing a pretty good job with our personnel, because so I think that one of the hardest challenges is picking the right personnel, picking the right team. Um, you can have a whole team of Japanese people, and that would be great. They would understand a lot about Hokkaido and Kuni Nocho, but they may not be able to relate to the American audience. And hi, Hokkaido mascot.
yeah. She was actually beating on the door. She wants to get out. I didn't want to just walk away while you were talking. Be like,
What's his name?
that's Una. She's Una. She likes to complain,
Oh,
but
she.
yeah.
How did you come up with the name?
It's Una is from Labyrinth, right? I think Labyrinth. It's my wife's favorite movie. I'm pretty sure from Labyrinth. That sounds about right.
There's a
It
plot.
it was a movie. It was kind of like oh, what's the one they just did a continuation on Netflix. It was like the Muppets with like they actually used like live action puppets as like all the monsters and creations in it. It was like a Jim Henson thing. Anyway, but Labyrinth had like David Bowie as like the bad guy. I think that was Labyrinth. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I love
yeah.
David.
Oh, then you definitely need to check that out. Yeah, pretty sure that was from that movie. Um, yeah, it was one of those like super trippy like early '80s. Yeah, interesting.
Wow, it's an old movie.
Yeah, but
Okay. You
where are we?
know, uh, you know the song Heroes? by David Bowie?
Probably if I heard it. I admit I'm not like a big I yeah, like I don't know his discography. I'm just like I'll hear something and be like, oh okay, that's probably David Bowie, but yeah.
I will tell you, one of the good memories I've had of David Bowie is sitting in an expatriate bar in Tokyo. Um, it was like a sake bar. And by the way, when we opened up our bar in Philadelphia for Hokkaido, we've got to open up it. We got to have a sake element to it too.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I assumed there would
did I
be.
tell you about these super chilled refrigerators that they use for sake in Tokyo? Um, so I think it's like the refrigerators are like chilled, like
I
to
think there'd be
the
some
point.
fun ways we could present the sake,
Oh,
it's
it would be great. It's like a sub-zero, like super chilled refrigerator, and they stock their sake in there to the point where it's like slushed up. It's like
right, right.
even with that
Nice in
alcohol
the summer.
content, all you gotta do is just kind of hit the end of it,
Well,
and then
you
it'll.
realize that we could use that for the beers too, for the fruit beers.
Yes, we should
Just
invest
like
in a like
full
super
on
chill.
slush machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well,
anyway, yeah,
okay. Yeah. Another thing is that it makes the sake and the beer go down so much faster.
that's
So
very
it's like,
cool. So you were saying, for the is it? I guess there's nothing we can really say publicly, I'm sure yet, but yeah. So you are planning a opening a bar restaurant in Philadelphia, correct? Um,
yeah.
that's what we heard there.
Not me personally, but I have a I'm in talks with a group to
Very cool.
to partner with Hokkaido to create a showcase
Yeah,
spot
we can get that
where
sit down brewer experience.
yes, I think that as far as the marketing goes, it would be very effective to have and be very powerful for our brand to be able to showcase our beer there, kind of showcase the experience and the and really just our message, which is like, you know, hey, the joy of life, that they experience in a place like Hokkaido, where again, it's like it's a very natural place. It's a place where the pace of life is just a little bit slower than most places that we are coming, where we're coming from, where it snows 200 inches a year in the winter, and you can, you can snowboard or you can hop off of huge gigantic hills, and then at the same time go to onsens, because they have like these great thermal hot springs, um, and kind of hang out with these snow monkeys. It's just amazing.
Very cool.
It's a great place to vacation, a great place to experience life, and
You know, once planes are viable options again.
yeah.
I,
Yes, don't
I
get
was
me
joking around with
started
a friend. I
on
was like, I might be in the market to buy a cruise ship. They're going to be super cheap when all these businesses are, when all these companies go out of business. Everyone's going to be able to buy a cruise ship.
we can operate a cruise ship out of Hokkaido,
The Hokkaido cruise ship.
yeah, just
No, that's an
I mean, we saw
industry. It's so
a few
poorly
weeks ago.
run, but
We
I
were,
do love a good cruise.
I mean, imagine taking a little cruise around the island of Hokkaido. That would be amazing. Um, so we yeah, that's
Very-
um that's the goal. We're not
Yeah,
announcing anything definite yet, but um, you know,
it's a way for some people to
we'll
get
keep
that
you
sit down
posted. And
experience.
if there's any,
Very cool.
yeah, I think that having a physical retail location would be really great, because we could showcase many different options for what you can do with our Hokkaido beer. Mostly eating and drinking. The pairing of the food is great with the craft beers,
Right.
and the fruit beer. There's so many ways to even pair. It could be appetizers, it could be desserts, it could be it
Well,
could
we
be
still have
mixed
to
with
work on
alcohol.
sake cocktails using the fruit beers. Like just literally just mash them up. We need to find the right combinations. It's
Yeah, and then the fact that we're doing that is a very distinctly like Western or just
our
an
flair.
American thing to do, because Japan, they
No,
don't really
that would
make.
be frowned upon, of
That'd
course.
be, yeah, it's blasphemous, right?
We might have just lost Hokkaido as a
What
just for suggesting.
happens in America stays in America, But but
All right. So I do want to thank you for answering my questions here today. We're just keeping the interview part short. We do have a guest coming. Another guest coming in. We can just catch up and say hello. Just have a beer, a little more loose, so you don't have to feel like you're being cornered anymore. That
okay.
was very good though. Thank you.
Thank
But
you, Andy.
yeah.
Thank you.
So I bring her in. I was making her wait in the waiting room.
That
Oh, now I see you twice.
was actually, I feel very comfortable when you're interviewing me, Andy. So
Oh, thank you.
um, yeah, it was. I like the spitfire, like impromptu questions. Um,
I started out with the joke questions and then started throwing real questions in between the jokes and then narrowing it down that way.
How do you interview somebody with joke questions?
I mean, there have to be funny questions in the interview. If it's just all dry, I'd rather just, we were getting to know the person. Plus, it sets someone off guard, so it kind of makes them a little more honest in their answers.
I mean,
Like having like if you're doing like an official interview of some like famous person, you want to throw them off and make them go like, oh wait, okay, they may be more honest with you if they don't have a prepared statement on it.
did I pass
Not
the?
that I'm thinking Andrew's gonna lie to us, but that's just kind of what I have always done for interviewing anyone.
Well, if you throw them, yeah, you want to break them up from their focus a little bit, just so they get a little bit more relaxed, I think, or
Expect
just
the
a little bit.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Trademark.
when I interview people, I usually try to make it more of a conversation.
I basically had to list of questions. We've been having conversations, so I wanted an interview format.
Did that seem very formal to you, Amaris, or that
What?
seemed like? Did that seem very formal?
I mean, I didn't see what happened previously, so I can't say yay or nay.
No, it was pretty informal. I made it more informal-ish.
Yeah, it was kind of informal.
Okay. By the way, I love like how I know that everybody's like unable to go to barbers or what have you, but no, don't sweep it back. It looked cool the way it was.
I've got my coronavirus hairstyle on right now. You mean like this?
No. It was like a little bit more uniform.
Got like a full eraser head thing going on.
Oh my god!
Eraser head? No, that's an old reference. Oh god, that's like even before my time. But yeah,
that Andy.
The full mullet going on.
Andy, you look like a mad scientist.
Yeah, it's full mad scientist hair. So yeah, hat is good. My wife actually has cut my son's godfather's hair and my son's hair, and she actually did a really good job. We just haven't done it yet. Just nothing against it. I'm just.
Have you gotten your hair cut during this whole pandemic?
I haven't had a haircut since.
So.
I'm usually wait a long time anyway, but yeah, I do want to get rid of the mullet. Like this back part back here, that's like way too long. No.
But I don't remember you having really short hair before the pandemic. So
I never cut my hair. Yeah, like
it was like it was a little bit longer, but it wasn't like shat. Right now, you look like you could do mad scientist real well.
That's like way. I would like maybe like I don't know.
Okay.
But it's like that right now. That.
I mean, it's not bad.
And the whole beard thing, which exposes all the grays, which I get on my goatee. Makes
I can't see any grays. I just see kind of
there.
scruffy.
Yeah, you're really playing up the gray when we can't really see it. So you really have to like, oh man. This is going
I don't even know
online.
if that was in focus because I can't look at the same time. Anyway, this
Oh, they missed
conversation went
us.
off the rails.
What did I miss? What did I miss? Because I don't see anybody else on here.
We had a.
It was a
Andy
heart
just
to
did
heart.
It was like there should be some good content in there.
What?
No, that was great. No, it was interview with Andrew Wu, president of Green Formosa Trading. It was a more just two one-on-one, like,
I like it
you know.
because I think it
But
was.
did your lighting just change? What happened?
I'm not doing anything. I don't know why I look like I'm in the red light district, but
It was like normal and then it just shifted.
yeah, I don't.
Like
I'm
something
not
bad is
moving.
happening to your son. Lex Luthor is fighting Superman. I don't know.
I don't know, but
Okay.
I'm very bright red right now.
Right.
You're right. You need to like put a new color lens on your camera
He's in
there.
Kramer's apartment, right? No? Anyone? Reference? No?
What?
Chicken sign outside. Kramer, Seinfeld, there's an episode where he there's a chicken sign outside the apartment, so he gets the red light from this neon sign and it drives him a little mad. And then he went racist, and then we're not allowed to talk about him anymore. Damn Kramer.
I didn't know I was gonna be popping on, so I'm just drinking water tonight, and I'm also like chilled out on my bed.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Just FYI.
But
We're just
you're,
in the this is the phase of coronavirus that we're in right now.
It's just I don't care.
I just want to sleep. If I wake up, can it just be over?
Right? What do you think about the fact that the government was like, yeah, we're confirming that there are UFOs?
Oh yeah, I like that too. Let's just put this out. Hope nothing
month,
happens.
right? That was like last month they had said that.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought it was this week.
Oh no. They put out the videos a while ago. There were like 4 videos that got declassified.
I mean, those I feel like I've seen those videos surfacing on the web like long time ago. That's not new, I don't think.
I'm sure those videos were released because they were already leaked at some point. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it was their really secret anymore.
Yeah.
Andy,
So,
you should do an episode. We should do an episode of just answering the questions of do people believe in the existence of UFOs? I think that would.
I don't know. I've gotten into an argument with a friend because I made the mistake of asking them whether they believed in ghosts, and I didn't like the answer. I was like, no, no, why? I don't know why it bothers me so much.
What? That they were arguing that there are ghosts or there are no ghosts?
There are ghosts, like Caspers flying around. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I have to say
my
that
brain breaks a little bit.
Not that I want to make myself sound like a crazy person, but I will say
okay
that I've definitely had experiences.
Would you? So you get freaked out if people believe in ghosts? Do you get freaked out if people believe in UFOs?
No, look.
Or the existence of life?
Aliens are different. I mean, because of like the scope of the universe and how evolution, like if you believe in like the basic facts of like how even life came about, like yeah, it could totally have happened somewhere else. Like it is a complete logical step there. I don't think that we have UFOs flying over us just like watching us, and you know, I also don't believe that we'll ever have time travel because no one's traveled back and broken everything yet.
So
like,
here's the thing.
If time travel could ever exist, everything would have been broken already. Like the universe would have already ceased to exist because someone would have screwed up with the time travel in the future and broken all of time, right?
So, okay, Andy's talking, and all I can think of is, thank God I don't know where you live because I totally go over there and mess with you at night.
Flashlights in the windows, right?
Yeah.
No, so, but I don't know. Ghosts bother me a little bit. I don't know. There's no scientific evidence. I guess there's no evidence against it, I suppose.
All right. Non sequitur here.
More than your UFOs for sure. Yeah.
I
spent time thinking about ghosts. So.
I am aggressively agnostic in most matters. Like even just on like ghosts in general, I'm like, all right, look, I can't disprove it, but I'm like, but you can't tell me they exist either. You know, like I'd rather not talk about them.
I feel like messing with you now. Because that
I don't know
seems
why
like
it
a lot of
bothered me
fun.
so much
But-
that someone believed in ghosts, but it did.
All right, so I'm going to get off that track and actually, Andrew. So are we expecting Hokkaido to start doing some stuff, putting more of your products out on the shelves and going to it, like, I don't know, locations, we'll say, as pop-up venues since everything's starting to lift?
So do you have the latest scoop on that whole green, is it green, yellow, orange, or red? Like where do
Depends
I
on the
think
county.
All right, so yes, I think it's yellow right now. So there's outdoor seating. I believe there's still the takeaway or takeout stuff where you just order and pick it up, but you have to have, since it's outdoor seating and limited, you have to have call up and have reservations. You can't just
Our
show
biggest
up.
there's
barrier.
outdoor dining coming up soon?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have it in Phoenixville now. They've been closing off the street for Thursday through Monday, and then basically letting the restaurants spill out onto the street, and then having like a thoroughfare through the middle.
And they're allowed to drink if they have a liquor license, right?
Yes.
Outside.
I don't think people are allowed to walk around in here yet. But in other places they've been passing, or Cape May County just passed an ordinance until November. You can drink outside in Cape May and just walk around the streets of Cape May drinking. I cannot wait. I'm going in September. I just want to go and have a beer in my hand and walk around Cape May. But I've been waiting for that, like the Key West life. That's what I want in Cape May. I love Cape May.
Yes. Well, invite me then, because that sounds fun.
Right?
Yeah.
But so yeah, places are doing this, and like New York has been. People have been saying they're just walking around with drinks in hand all over New York. But to your question, the biggest problem is actually because like places that we're not in yet, especially selling an import beer, which is a little pricier than the average case of beer. It's a lot easier to sell this in person when you're giving a sample to someone, but we're still, even if a county is in a soft reopening phase and the restaurants are open at 30%, 40, whatever the percent capacity is, they still don't want salespeople all like showing up at their door trying to sell them while they're trying to like barely run their business. It's gonna be such a hard time to sell into new places, like because money is already going to be tight anyway. So not to I don't want to like be like, oh, we're not going to show up. I just just to put some like I hope that we can grow as fast as possible, but the reality is we're going to be.
You have an answer to Amaris's question though. I have a good answer.
Oh, better news. He's better news. I
can't make an official announcement yet, but there are plans.
You're going live on Facebook, so I wouldn't say that then.
It's official.
No, I'm not going to name any. I'm not going to name any actual people.
Soft announcement.
Yeah, but we are working on. We are working on signing with a location in Philadelphia that already has a liquor license, and they are looking to collaborate with Hokkaido to do pop-ups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and they have outdoor space as well. And this can be our kind of like trial run until, who knows when we could get our actual, showcase location up and running. That's completely delayed by coronavirus and
maybe hopefully with Corona too, we could even do it early and hopefully do with takeaway or something like that. Like it's just like a pickup.
For now, I think we're in talks with a company that will, hopefully let us do pop-ups and let us even do events on site or off site. Of course, they really can't be like these mass gathering type of events, but just like at 30% capacity type of deal.
I'm gonna be a beer very happy draw.
Have you ever touched base with Parks on Tap and seen if you can associate with them?
Yes.
We tried to get into one of their festivals, but they were Philly only at that point. But the organization itself, we should reach out to them, definitely. Yeah.
Well, no, because I mean they're centrally because of the whole quarantine, coronavirus, safe standards and practices. They are doing. I actually ordered tickets because the tickets are free, but I think it's for crowd control that you have to sign up for a ticket of some sort. But they have, I think, a set location now where it's going to be in like I'm going to botch the name. It's going to be around the Sofuso
Shofuso.
house.
Shofuso.
Shofuso.
Right. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but I know what you're taling about.
Yeah.
Food is
I knew
good.
I was going to mess it up.
We're talking about the Japan House in
Yeah.
Fairmount
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they've had that. You had that as like a location of their events before. I tried to get us in last year, but we could not.
But
But
now it's going to be there all summer.
Are they operating this summer, or what's going on?
Yeah, that's what it is. It actually started. What's today? Saturday. I don't know what day it is anymore. It's Saturday. So they opened it yesterday. So it is currently running.
Yeah, Parks on Tap is one of those things that it's almost more like if they treat it more like a concession stand at a park. I think that's a great idea. It's like spread out as much as you want, just like, don't get drunk and be an idiot. There's cops around, but
Yeah.
like as long as people are sitting within their family unions, small friend units, whatever, like cool, well, whatever.
Well, that's the premise of the location that they chose because it's in that Fairmount Park area.
Yeah, it like
Like
spreads
you can
out
go.
down there.
Yeah, like there's people can walk from if they want to walk the distance, but they can walk from Please Touch Museum all the way to the Japanese Garden and Japanese House. I'm not going to screw up the name again. And then, but then there's also like a reflecting pool there too for people to gather around, and there's a vast amount of space. So
Yeah, it's really pretty over there. And if they are thanks for that tip, because I didn't know Parks on Tap was operating right now. And
No, I hate being so disconnected from Philly. I don't look these.
I try to stay on top of stuff.
well, that's why it's good to talk to people, and
we like you industry insiders.
Well, it's definitely worth reaching out to them because I'm not sure if it's too late now in the season, but I would think it's not. I mean, I think that there's probably so many places that are just trying to do something like they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And and we don't want to get too ahead of the curve because, I mean, we all know you don't want to be attracting large crowds like too close together, but yes, we are making a
place, right.
Yeah, I mean, Andy did a great
good
job.
Event, but it can't be too good,
Yeah. Well, what we're really trying to do is push our 4-packs. And Andy and our branding team did a great job. We're working right now with their printers in North Carolina to print out a bunch of these and really push our off-premise accounts to sell them by the 4s. We'll be working aggressively with crediting. Just getting discounts on these 4-packs and getting the name out there and in the supermarkets, in the liquor stores, because we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat as so many other craft beers, especially imports that are a little more high priced. We gotta clear our inventory because we couldn't sell beer for 3 months, and even still now we're like really not able to sell beer the way we want to.
Well, and even and this whole crisis, it also shows us like, you need to be available in these large grocery stores. You need to have that distribution ability, the home delivery. You can't really do that with the full cases and singles like you can with a 4-pack or a 6-pack.
Right.
So that's crucial.
So we for from the supplier side, we're also willing to kick in discounts.
And then we are still hopefully working on canning at some point, correct?
Okay.
Some point.
Yeah, that's like a 5-year plan, Andy. I just
okay. Sorry, that one I know. We have a few things, and some of them had to get shifted back. This is a lot of things for all 4.
Did you know, Andy? I would like to share this with you. Did you know that it might be cheaper to have our brewery pack them into like bladders and put them on the container and then can and bottle it here.
I
That's
know
also
we
good.
had mentioned that before. So like right, it's basically the shipping container is like, three big like plastic jugs, basically like three
More than
different beers.
three, yeah, but
Well, whatever,
they're
right.
like these, yeah.
Like like those big water containers you can get at the
Yes.
grocery store, but like
Could we just like order one of those and like tap a pump and like
I would put that in my fridge,
I know,
100%.
like I'm like I mean
Like a full
like the
case
cherry
of
berry
cherry and
or
berry,
Like our contest winner gets like a lifetime, like gets a lifetime supply of
Then
cherry berry.
that's
Like
the next
you,
job
you,
is figuring out
we
the
want
Heineken keg can
your
for us.
contest winner / me.
Um, no, that was something I always liked, that Heineken keg can thing. I always liked that. I feel like we need that, something like that for us.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
So okay.
Mini kegs? Are you talking
It's
about
like
the
basically
mini?
like a little mini fridge keg, like
Yeah,
yeah.
I love those Heineken mini kegs.
Yeah, like they're fun.
They're
it's
cute.
a neat
They're
little
and
Great,
they're
like
easier.
it's a great like after work. Just kick it, pop it up, pop it off like after work in your office type of.
And I know I'm a craft beer guy, so I'm saying Heineken keg can. I'm dying inside, but it was a good marketing. It was a good move by them.
I think very much so.
That
Yeah.
was that
Wait,
was the
okay.
college
I
me.
need to circle back to the 4-packs because as much as I would have loved a
All right,
keg,
so because you are you, and even though we're live on Facebook, I can still share these. I mean, they're gonna show up eventually, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have. Oh, wait, I got a
It's
screenshot.
gotten great feedback, Andy. So Takashi likes them.
So we've got our fruit side.
Oh my god,
Mind
they're
you,
so
this is just
good!
this is the mock-up version. Note how like the fruits don't line up. They actually do line up in the final thing.
Okay.
But and then on the other end, we have the Otaro beer
Okay.
with the waves and the anchor. Yeah.
So now are you offering all varieties or is this just a mock-up?
This is just a basically, obviously to save a little bit of money in these times. We're basically just getting the single 4-pack for both brands. That way it can be used for either or if it's on the shelf, or used for mix-a packs or even just whichever brand you want in there. Then you just turn it the right way on the shelf and it works.
Yeah, we did get a comment from one of our distributors. He said he loves it. He just wishes that he has a 4-pack for each SKU, each flavor of beer. But
That's next.
I
That'll
told him
happen.
that that's next because right now we're just trying to get through what's
Process.
inventory now, like built up over Corona. Kind of like obviously a bad slow spring and summer season.
Usually
So
summer picks up too, which is tough. Yeah.
so we're just gonna be using that for mix and matches. Supermarkets could scan that and ring up a discounted price on 4 beers, and then they could tally it any way they want. But
Yeah, I mean most POS systems they could just pull the one beer out, scan the one beer times 4, and then it just does whatever it does internally. I mean,
Yeah.
you can set all those rules now.
So are you guys going to offer a variety pack at all or?
Well, so that's the hope that some
That's up to
will
the retailer.
offer it as a variety, so that they could just put because especially a lot of the places have about 3 or 4 SKUs of not every place has every single style. So we're hoping that they can even offer up like a mixed pack of all the different styles that they carry, or offer just 4 packs of one because some have asked for that.
Yeah.
It really depends on the customer base. Some stores yuzu sells out, some stores cherry sells out. It all depends on the customer base.
Yeah. Can I sign up for like a 4-pack of cherry berry and a 4-pack of watermelon since I'm obsessed. I want to try the watermelon.
Well, with the 4-packs, we're hoping to be in the GoPuff delivery service as well. We're still talking to them. I can't make any promises, of course, but yeah, we're still in talks with them, which is a home delivery service.
Yeah.
So, which is
as well as other companies. Yeah. We have
They
other
don't.
companies we're in.
Oh, they do.
Other
Okay.
companies do online delivery too, so they're not the only one.
Oh, and now
I was gonna say because GoPuff doesn't service the New Jersey area, so I'm like.
Oh, but we're in talks
all right,
with
Jersey. Yeah.
other online delivery services as well.
Tash jumped up on my lap. This is Tashka.
Hi.
I didn't know you had two cats.
Two cats.
That's amazing.
He's the
I
fun
want-
one. He's the one that wants to play. He wants to be near people. Una just complains. She comes up to you for scratches, and then you reach to her, and she runs off in the other direction.
Wait. What's your other cat's name?
Una
Una. Okay.
from Labyrinth.
I was gonna say I thought you because my cat's name was Mona, and I was like,
Close. And then that's Tashka. Tashka is bird in Ukrainian. He likes to chirp. Yeah, he's a chirper.
Andrew, don't you have a pet? You have a pet, right?
I don't currently, but Andy's really wanting he's really enticing me to get one. I had a cat when I grew up, so we're going to be moving to a house. I think it'd be better for a cat to live in a house. We live in kind of a
honestly, Andrew, if you ever want to go on vacation, cats are probably easier because you can leave the house for a week and just leave enough food and water, and the cat's fine.
Yeah, litter box, food,
maybe
and water.
add an extra litter box, but that's about it. Like they'll figure it out. Like they're good at like measuring out how much food they need that day. A dog, you leave them a bowl full of food for the week, and they will eat all of it in the first hour. All right, then start tearing apart the couches because you're not there.
Take a dog out, exercise a dog, pay attention to the dog.
We actually started taking one of our cats down the shore, only because the two cats fight. So we're like, you know what? Both of them get a vacation. Like the black cat, she got to have the house to herself. She was happy.
Amherst, do you have a cat or a dog?
I had a cat. I've always been like a dog person. I 100% have always been a dog person. I still go crazy over dogs. Like a weirdo. but like then I rescued Mona from I had to like nurse him like he was a baby, and I had him until he passed away. But because of all the stuff that I do, I'm still busy now. I'm just like, I can't have a pet because that's almost like cruel to them because I'm like hardly ever home. So
I wouldn't want to walk a dog.
Huh?
I wouldn't want to walk a dog. I don't like walking by myself, let alone walking a dog.
Really?
Ugh, I don't like walking places. We're past walking.
I would like to be
and
be a dog walker where I have time, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where you live, but like I know that shelters sometimes have people like that volunteer to walk a dog.
Nice.
So there's that option.
Always, that's true. When we're working on getting we want to get a fence for our front yard. If we have a fence and we can just like let a dog out, perfect. Teach my son to scoop poop, like good to go. once he's old enough.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right.
All right. So when not related to pets, when should we see the Hokkaido beer roll out? Like approximately when would the 4-packs roll out?
Oh, they're gonna come. I would say beginning of July.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in production right now, and I think our team is gonna. Hopefully, by then we can be out in the field more. Our sales reps, and initially they'll be making a big push on the off-premise accounts. But I think that even on the restaurant sector, like Andy was saying, they're still doing a lot of takeout delivery.
Well, a lot of places that had already ordered our beers that may have been closed for a couple weeks, or like they're literally just like sitting on beers because they usually sell them to the people sitting down to eat.
Yeah,
they can't do takeout. Some of the places couldn't do takeout orders necessarily for beer, so they just have like cases sitting there. They need to move them. So a lot of these cities are now doing takeout, takeout everything allowed from restaurants. So hopefully with the 4-packs, they'll be able to just, hey, buy a dinner, buy a 4-pack, you're good to go. Like you got everything.
Do you know,
be
Andy, do you know if bars in Pennsylvania always could sell beer to go? Because I know some of our accounts, they do that all the time. Like, I'm wondering if that's like a special license, or we should go to a restaurant test next time.
I think it has to do with the
let's
liquor license, actually. But there was there's the cocktails to go bill, which I think pretty much means anyone gets it now.
Well, yeah, that's more recent. What you're asking is previously, and yeah, that was a special licensing that they had, because not everybody could do that. So,
But now anyone can do
Special
drinks to go. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. But with the corona pandemic, do you think that they're going to make it permanent that all bars can do basically, sell to go? I don't know, permanent at least for this country. Right?
PLCB likes their money. I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, I'm sure that to recoup all the lost money, the city is probably going to reassess the situation, because that is a good profit margin. However, then you're also getting people that are walking out with open containers in the city, and so then there's the secondary thing of if there's more people out and out on the road per se, how do you police that? So I'm sure that there's going to be like a question that's brought to, to City Hall, where it's like, what do we do now? Do we continue this to continue raising monies for getting that profit margin back up, and taxes and whatnot? Or do we like shut it down because people are out and about and safety, reasons?
One thing that we're actually pretty lucky in Philly, I mean other cities too, but Philly especially is so overpowering with like the strong restaurateurs. Like you hear the bedtime happening. So anyway, like Steven Starr, like all these big restaurants that like I mean they're hurting. They're going to be losing money, and I know that they're going to be fighting for these changes.
Yeah.
So I mean, in Philly, Philly's industry,
And they have
what
they have a
museums
big
and
lobby,
restaurants.
right?
Like, I mean, that's what we are. We're a food town. I mean, so we'll see what happens.
Or maybe they can reallocate the that sugar tax, since it's allegedly supposed to be going to school districts or whatever. Since schools haven't been open, maybe they can use that and put that towards something else. I don't know.
We got to keep paying our teachers, but
Well, yeah, the teachers definitely still have to get paid.
No, but there is definitely a differential there. I might have to go help soon. We might have to finish up in a second so I can help with that.
Well, we're getting close to 7.
And that sounds like overtired toddler. We were at the park today.
Well, I mean, it's
swimming.
2 minutes to 8, so
it's about that time.
Yeah.
I like this time though, Andy. It's kind of like closing time for everybody, adults and kids alike.
But I do want to thank you again, Andrew, for opening up to us, letting us know a little extra about you.
No, of course. And this is, I think this is the point of Hokkaido at Home, right? To just put a face and put a personality around many of the personalities and, balance of Hokkaido, working tirelessly to promote our brand and just to put a good message out there. So we look forward to interviewing other guests. Andy, I think you do a great job.
And next week we're gonna have Taylor. She's actually gonna do an art project live for us, do a little painting. So everyone's welcome to join in. We're gonna post on Facebook. If not tonight, then by tomorrow morning I'll post on Facebook. A little Amazon link if you want to buy some paints and get your own little set. Or you can just follow along with with markers.
And we need to work on getting. I think we're going to work on getting a restaurant guest fairly soon.
I keep messaging him. Maybe you can talk to Keo. I want izakaya.
Okay.
Do a little
I have a
demo.
couple.
Something.
Let's get some of our Philly restaurateurs on too, and we can bring up the same conversation about how they can, sell beer for takeout and delivery, and during
Even
these.
just how they're coping, right? And, right, definitely.
So I'll try to line that up for, an upcoming episode.
Does it matter who? I mean, obviously, it would be for a restaurant place that sells the beers, right?
Of course, yeah.
I would even say it doesn't necessarily have to be. I'd just be interested in learning about different restaurants in Philly, and it's
Yeah,
always a
anyone
good
that
way to
wants to
start.
be,
It's a good way to start a relationship with someone. I'm just.
Yeah.
So it can be anywhere. I mean, hey, there's a lot of great restaurants out there.
Yeah.
They're willing to come
Yeah,
on.
we're not here to exclude restaurants. We have enough
Oh,
restaurants.
no, I didn't think so. I didn't think that, but I just didn't know if you were specifically looking at restaurants that are currently.
Yes, we have. We have like good accounts that that partner with us, and we'd love to catch up with them. I haven't even
You
talked
need
to
to talk to Black Cat too, and
Yeah.
get
that was one of the ones I had in mind, actually.
If you guys
I
bring-
missed their pierogies. They had these roast pork pierogies with the plum beer as like an au jus, like a sauce. They basically reduced
nice.
the plum ale. It's amazing.
If you bring Black Hat on, I love them. So I would love to be invited to that one. Hi.
Hi.
Andrew's dealing with a much
that was
more
actually one of the
pleasant
ones I
side
had
of
in mind.
children.
Like, we should get Marlise and Tom on, and I haven't caught up with them in a long time.
Yeah.
So
Definitely, I want to see how they're doing.
but we have others. We have Nectar in Bucks County. We have
That's true.
we can get the B2 Bluefin guys on. That'd be great.
Awesome.
So
Great.
thanks, Andy, again for another good episode. Hope to see. We'll see you all next week. Hope to see you all again next
Oh,
week.
I just realized I forgot to record locally, but we're on Facebook Live, so it's recorded. I can download it.
Okay.
It's
I always
all right, you're all
stop. I
good.
start it like 20 minutes before, and I stop the recording because I'm like, I just don't want a recording of just my face for 10 minutes, like looking at options. Right?
You got my interview, right?
It's on Facebook Live. I'll download it from there. It's
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
And have a great rest of your weekend.
You too.
Yes. Stay safe.